Did you know that over 677,000 children in Ohio qualify for free or reduced price school meals? I mean, that is a massive number, and it represents countless families working hard to make sure their kids have the basic fuel they need to succeed every single day. Welcome to The Explainer. I am so excited to guide you through today's topic because we're going to break down absolutely everything you need to know about applying for Ohio's school meal program. Basically, we're going to take a bunch of confusing state guidelines and turn them into a clear, totally stress-free roadmap for you and your family. Let's get into it. So let's kick things off with a huge policy change from the state of Ohio's recent budget, one that directly benefits your wallet. Historically, the program had a free tier and a reduced price tier. But recently, the state stepped in and passed legislation to completely cover the copay for those reduced price meals. What does that mean for you? It means if you qualify for the reduced price tier, your kids will actually eat for free. Seriously, this is a total game changer for working families. Like I mentioned right at the top, over 677,000 Ohio kids qualify for these benefits. I really want to emphasize that number because it shows just how widespread and essential this program is. There is absolutely no stigma here, folks. None. This is a community-wide support system designed by the state and the federal government to make sure every single student gets a fair shot at a great education, fueled by proper nutrition. We've got a great roadmap for today. We'll cover the power of school meals, who actually qualifies in Ohio, a quick step-by-step application guide, how to handle those tricky income questions, resources, and next steps, and wrap up with the official program disclaimer. Starting off with Section 1, the power of school meals and how they fuel Ohio's students. There's this fantastic quote from the Ohio Department of Education that really hits the nail on the head. It says, "There's a critical connection between meeting a student's basic needs and their success in the classroom." And it's so true, right? When we remove hunger from the equation, we allow students to actually focus on learning, growing, and just thriving. It is quite literally the foundation for everything a school tries to accomplish. And the recent changes make this so much more accessible. Previously, being in the reduced price category meant you were still paying up to 30 cents for breakfast and 40 cents for lunch out of pocket every single day. That adds up fast. But now, thanks to the state's intervention, that cost is exactly $0. The state simply reimburses the school for the difference. So if you're eligible for reduced price meals in Ohio, you pay nothing. Which brings us to Section 2. Who actually qualifies in Ohio, whether automatically or based on income? Well, for a lot of families, qualification is automatic. If your household is part of the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, or Ohio Works First, your kids are automatically in. Foster children under the legal responsibility of an agency or court, covered. Kids classified as homeless, runaway, or migrant, also automatically covered. But here is the massive update. Ohio is rolling out a Medicaid Direct Certification pilot project. Basically, this is a software update that automatically matches eligible students if their household gets Medicaid and meets the income guidelines. It's a huge win that literally slashes paperwork for thousands of parents. Now, if you aren't automatically certified, eligibility is based on federal poverty guidelines tied to your household size and gross monthly income. To put that into perspective, let's say you're a family of 4. If your gross monthly income is at or below $3,575, you're in the free tier. If it's at or below $5,088, you fall into the reduced tier, which again, we now know means you pay $0 in Ohio anyway. Okay, so what if you need to apply manually? Let's move to Section 3, our step-by-step application guide. The whole process really just boils down to 4 simple steps. First, list every single person living in your household, even the ones who aren't in school. Second, if anyone receives SNAP or Ohio Works First, write down that 7-digit case number. Third, if you aren't using a case number, you'll need to report your gross income, meaning what you make before taxes for everyone in the house. And finally, an adult needs to sign it and provide the last 4 digits of their Social Security number, or just check the box saying they don't have one. And listen to this part because it's a huge time saver. You only need to fill out one single application for all the students in your entire household. Just one. Okay. I need you to lean in for a second because this is a massive pro tip. In Part 5 of the Ohio application, there is a box asking for consent to share your information. Check yes. Seriously, do it. Ohio public schools are required to waive instructional school fees for kids who qualify for free meal benefits. But, and this is a big but, school officials cannot legally use your meal application to waive those other fees unless you explicitly check yes to give them permission. Please don't leave that money on the table. Let's transition to Section 4 and address the elephant in the room, navigating tricky income questions and common challenges. We hear this question constantly, and it's completely understandable. What if you or someone in your family is not a U.S. citizen? A lot of people are afraid that applying might somehow affect their immigration status, or they just assume they aren't allowed to participate. Let me be crystal clear here. Yes, you can absolutely apply. Citizenship is not, I repeat, not a requirement for either the parent or the child to receive free or reduced price meals. The program is designed to feed children. Full stop. Here's another super common, very real scenario. Life happens, right? What if your income is constantly fluctuating? Maybe you worked seasonal hours. Or worse, what if you suddenly lose your job or get your hours cut? Don't panic, the rules are actually set up to handle this. Generally, you just list your normal gross pay. But if you've recently lost a job or had your hours slashed, use your current lower income instead. Oh, and for our military families out there, you do report your basic pay and bonuses, but you actually exclude your housing allowance if you're in the Military Housing Privatization Initiative. And definitely do not include any additional combat pay from deployments. All right, Section 5, resources and next steps so you can take action today. Honestly, the fastest and easiest way to get processed is online. Many Ohio school districts use secure portals like PaySchool Central, Link Connect, or Final Forms. You can usually just find the link right on your school district's website. But hey, if you prefer paper, no problem at all. Just grab a form from your school's main office, fill it out at home, and drop it back off. And if you're worried about privacy, I completely get it. But you can rest easy. Ohio schools have to go through rigorous administrative reviews by the state. This means your family's sensitive data is fiercely protected, kept entirely confidential, and is absolutely never shared with teachers or other students. Your privacy is secure. Finally, Section 6, a quick look at the official program disclaimer. The key takeaway here is that the USDA, who funds the program, is an equal opportunity provider. That means they strictly prohibit discrimination of any kind, whether that's based on race, color, national origin, sex, disability, or age. Everyone deserves equal, fair access to this nutritional safety net. Also, if you find that your family needs a little extra help beyond just school meals, please know there are broader resources out there for you. You can easily contact your local assistance office in Ohio or just call the state hotline at 877-852-0010. They can walk you through how to apply for SNAP or other supplemental assistance benefits. Help is quite literally just a phone call away. So we've covered the amazing cost savings, how simple the eligibility rules really are, and exactly what you need to do to apply. I want to leave you with this final thought. Just 5 minutes of filling out paperwork can secure an entire academic year of vital, healthy nutrition for your kids. So will you take those 5 minutes today to submit your application and make sure they're fueled for success? Thank you so much for hanging out and learning with me today on The Explainer. Go check your district's website, get that application submitted, and I'll see you next time.